up, y'all? It's your girl Nique, and welcome back to Honeybee Reacts. So today we are going to be reacting to the voice of the people in reference to the Nique and King saga that they got going on with this co-parenting situation that's been all over the internet for like the past week. So I haven't been able to react to it. Instead of me reacting to both videos, they are pretty lengthy, and since it's so time consuming, I'm just gonna react to The Voice. So shout out to The Voice, and you can also go watch this on her channel as well. Anyway, before we get started, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification, post notification, so you can be notified every time I drop. Now, before we get into the video, I've seen both videos. So this started because Nique made a video basically making a statement about the schedule, right? So the back and forth started when Nique made the video making just basically saying like the schedule has changed. She gets Kaiser for a week and King gets them on the weekends. And she said, because obviously, because obviously I'm the only one who could pick him up. So she did make that statement, and apparently when she did, I don't really like the way that King is looking at it. I guess he took offense to it, which made him put out a video. So the video that he initially put out, this is the second video on this video, but he put out a video. And also, I guess that statement, also Nique's fans, coming at him. He first made an Instagram post, which was a very lengthy post, and then he also made a video responding to, I guess, how he feels, because he felt a certain type of way because the fans is coming at him. Now, I want to say this. First and foremost, he made it seem like Nique has control over her fans and what they say, and that shit is crazy because she does not have control over what fans take from her video. Second of all, I feel like she definitely, was stating that basically, since you're not able to pick him up, obviously I gotta do it, so I gotta have him for the full week because you're not able to pick him up or whatever. King in his first video, he made a statement that he didn't have, it was the issue because Nique had moved and then she had switched Kaiser's daycare closer to her. He said it was an hour drive, basically going back and forth 2 hours, 4 hours a day. It would take him to go back and forth, a total of 4 hours for him to pick him up, drop him off. Pick him up, take him to school, drop him off, to go back home. So basically he was saying going there is an hour, going back home is an hour, to pick him up is an hour, and to go back home is an hour. So 4 hours total. He was saying that it was taking for him to do that out of his day. Boom. And he said a lot of other stuff, basically pertaining to like her motherhood. He basically don't like how Nique has a support system, or how many people that she leaves him around, meaning her mother, her brother, and then also had an issue with taking him back and forth. Taking Kaiser to Germany or France or wherever the place is, right? Boom. Whatever. So now Nique makes the video. So we're going to get into this video before I really go in depth into this, because it's a lot of key points in here as well. So let's get into the video, and it's just a mess. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Nique and King both made a video telling their side to the story, but before King dropped his video last night, he posted this to his IG responding to Nique's video titled Responding to My Baby Mama.
Slime ain't say when you got cut like that, when you start talking like she
Also, after King made his first video, Nique made a response like, damn, I feel like I got a baby mama. Because basically saying, like, you out here acting like a baby mama. That's what she was basically saying. So anyway, and then I guess he made this post after she made her video.
When you got like this.
Now, the main disagreements between Nique and King, the timestamps are down below if you want to skip ahead, is where the child goes to school.
I'm like, okay, so why can't you take him to school? What is the big problem with him taking him to school? He had every excuse in the book why he could not take Kaza to school. Y'all, when Kaza was he lives in Katy. When Kaza was in school in Katy, I was living in Houston. I had to drive. It wasn't an hour, y'all. It's not an hour. I had to drive 30 minutes every day to take Kaza to school, which is fine. I didn't have a problem with taking Kaza to school that far. It didn't matter to me because it makes a routine. You wake up early in the morning, baby. You can wake up at 7:30. Just take your kid to school, grab some Starbucks. It gets your day started. I don't have a problem doing it. I used to take Kaza to school. I decided to take Kaza out of that school because I felt like he wasn't learning. They had kids working at that school. It was easy access to get inside of the school. And no shade to them. It's just like I wanted my son in a better school.
Having Kaza is not the problem.
So Nique basically saying that she took Kaza out of the school that was closer to King because apparently King, Kaza's school was closer to King. It was like 5 minutes away. And King said when he decided to move, he picked the location of where he was moving because he wanted to be closer to Kaza's school. So Kaza's school was basically like 5 minutes away from where King was. But Nique is saying basically like she was picking him up and dropping him off and driving 30 minutes away, and it didn't have a problem with it. But apparently the issue is when Kaiser's with King for that week, he's missing school because King does not want to take him to school now that the school is closer to Nique, and it's supposed to be an hour away from him, which was debunked by Nique. It's like 28 minutes, but like you said, if it's in traffic, it could be close to an hour, so you never know. But basically, he don't want to drive that far, and Kaza is not going to school while he's with him. So I guess they came up with a new agreement that Kaza will stay with Nique through the week so he can make sure that he's going to school, with daycare, school, whatever. And King gets him on the weekends. But this is the thing. King cannot he cannot be mad at Nique for them fans coming to him. He basically came at her because her fans came at him. Now, if he was upset about what the fans were saying towards him, he could have been like, said what he said to the fans, but he made it seem like Nique was the problem, right? Because because of her fans and how she said what she said. Which, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, yeah, she probably did. It may have been a little shady, but sometimes you just say stuff because that's just what it is, and that's just how it is, and people can take it as shade. When you want a platform, and that's how it came across. I feel like she was just stating the facts in as far as the situation, or she could have been throwing some shade. It was because the comment was a little shady, but it's still a fact. I'm a very, very blunt person, and it's a lot of, and it takes a lot for me to be. I'm not a sensitive type person to let stuff really get to me. So it takes a lot for something to get to me. I feel like King is letting these people and little statements get to him, and he done made a whole synopsis. And it's now a big ass blow up between them back and forth, putting their business on the internet. Not only their business, it's about your child. And this really could have been resolved through a phone call. to be back and forth on the internet is crazy. But let's hear what he got to say. This is his second video. But I also Nique said she paid $1,500 a month. She sent a she basically sent him on the information of how much the daycare is going to be, and said that she would need half of that, which is $700. But in her text message of what she sent him, she said it was $1,400 and she would need $700. But apparently King doesn't pay anything for the daycare, and she pays the whole amount, $1,500, $1,400, whatever it is, right? So she's basically like, so I pay for the daycare. Why, when he's with you, you can't pick him up? King's basically saying like it's a schedule conflict. It's taking too much time. It take gas money or whatever. That's what he said in the first video. So then he come back and say, it don't got nothing to do with that. But let's see.
Bringing him to daycare because it's not a school. My son is 4 years old, and like this would be understandable and different if he was 5 years old. He was in kindergarten or like however you want to say it, but he's in daycare.
Another disagreement is Nique taking the child to Germany.
This man, the whole time last year, I would be going to France, and I couldn't take Kaiser. I wanted to take Kaiser so bad, but I was trying to be a good co-parent. I was trying to not make it in a toxic way. He telling me Kaiser can't go. Kaiser, he would be like, oh, Kaiser can't go. What, you want to bring him so you can go lay up with another?
That's crazy. And that's crazy. First of all, Nique Bim, that's her whole boyfriend. Been her boyfriend for a while. Okay? A long while. So for you to even say that, it's crazy. Secondly, if she wants to take her son out of the country or wherever she's going, and it's her week, she can do that. It's not your place to be like, oh, you don't take my son here. Like, you don't have control over what goes on in her life and her situation. The only time you have the control is when he's with you and what you need to control. So for you to be like, don't take my son out the country because, his reason for saying, and then the reason for him saying that, he said that he didn't want her to take Kaiser out the country because Kaiser is bad, and apparently when Kaiser's bad, he's always the one getting the phone calls to have to, I guess, get him back in line, and he can't hop on, if Kaiser is somewhere else out of the country, he can't hop on a 13-hour flight to get to him. Like, what? That don't even make sense. It sounds like honestly, like, it does sound like a little bitterness because she's able to make these moves. I don't know, but his reasoning is not making sense on why he feel like she shouldn't be able to take Kaiser out the country or wherever. That's not his place. That's not his business. Period. And don't get me wrong, I'm not being biased. I'm just going off the situation of what is presented as it is. And King over there, he ain't making no sense. I mean, this is really stupid for y'all to even be on the internet beefing about this when, y'all could have had a conversation. But you can't tell her what to do with her child when he is in her possession. If she want to go out of town with her son and go out the country and get a passport or whatever, then okay. And then he also said she got a passport without his permission. Baby, she can go get that passport if she wants to. If you feel some type of way you want to get him a passport, you can. But, like, it ain't making sense. The shit is... King ain't making no sense, y'all. He's not.
This my man. What the are you talking about? Like, this my man. And so I didn't take Kaiser. I'm not doing that shit. no more. I'm not leaving my son. I feel like if I'm out here experiencing the world and traveling the world, I feel like my son should be able to do the same thing.
Bro, when Kaiser is with me, he with Lena, and he with Ocean.
So?
He's not with your mom or your brother picking him up or whoever, who this, that, and the third. It's so many people, when it's like, it's so...
So, it's cool for Kaiser to be with you, Lena, and Ocean, because that's just the circle that you decide to be in. But it's the issue to be with her mama, her brother, and her boyfriend. Like, you're not making sense. You act like you got an issue with the whole family. Because, like, that's her mama. Like, if she want to send her son with her mama, I don't care. Some people got bigger support systems. If you choose not to send your child with your mother or whomever is in your family, that's your choice. But you can't stop nobody else from saying, oh, I want to, I'm going, if my mama say, hey, I'm going to get them, or I want them, or I'm going to keep them, that's where my kids is going to go. My kids go to their grandma's house, their auntie house, their uncle house. If they want to go over there, that's where they can go. But you can't sit up there and dictate and expect him not to be around her family and around her people that who she's around. Like, you are tripping, bruh. Like, you sound real petty and childish. That shit don't make no sense. That's not making no sense. And King ain't making no sense. I don't, like I said, he just not.
What's going on in his life that he sees. But Kaiser, for him to have a stable home, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously you're always gone. You're always out of the country. You're doing your thing. You're doing this. You're doing that. If he ain't with me, he with your mama and them back at home.
So if she's out of the country, he's with you, he's with her mother, or he's with her. That don't make that a not stable situation. It's plenty of kids that gotta go back and forth and go to their cousin house, their family house, or whatever, and be around people. That don't make his situation unstable. Like, he don't have a stable home because she travel, and then a lot of times if she travel, she take her son. That doesn't make her home unstable. What? I can't. He ain't making no sense.
And yeah, like, that's how, like, come on now, like, that don't even sit right. I don't mind having my kid with me. Like, if you gone, I even said that once before too. Because if you gotta leave and you gone, let him be with me.
Now, another disagreement that has happened.
No. Because if she gone and it's not the week that you supposed to have him, and she gone, or she decided to stay an extra week, because obviously this is something that came up too, it's gonna be an issue. Because then you gonna have something to say about her being somewhere for some extra time, and then you gotta keep your son. Like, nah, bruh. I don't agree with that.
Since last night is the cost of the school and who's paying for the school.
Trying to put on this show like gas is high when you don't even pay for the school, baby.
It's like, you be trying to bring up all this money, and that's what all you...
So, Nique did not make it an issue that he don't pay for the school. She didn't say that. She said that she pays for the cost of the school, so why you can't take him to school? She's not saying that she has the issue with paying the cost, because that's the school that she chose. She never said that she had an issue with the cost of the school or paying for it. But she just don't understand why he can't take him to school and I'm paying for this high school. And you complain about gas money or whatever. And the school is like 30 minutes away. And even if it's traffic, it might be like 45, because like, what traffic you ain't getting through? Like, even when it might be 45 minutes, okay? With traffic. Add another 15 minutes on there, okay? Still, why you can't take the baby to school? But she never had an issue with paying for it. And I don't know what was said when she sent him that message, the response that he gave, but I guess she just chopped it up and said, fuck it, I'm going to pay for it and not worry about it. So, obviously, it's been a year almost that he's been in that school and she's been paying for it. She don't have a problem with that. It don't got nothing to do with money. The issue is that King don't want to drive that far to take Kaiser to school, and that's just period.
Talking about. That's all you was talking about when it comes to his school, his money, this, and this, that, and the third. When I have the messages, bro. I offered to move his school in the middle, and I pay. And if you move it, or even if you was to flip it, he with me for a weekend, he with you for the weekend. I pay for his school. Money is not an issue. Money is not a problem of this situation when it comes to my kids. So let's make this clear.
So, moving him to the middle. The issue is the type of school that she wants him to be in. She wants the school to be secure. She don't want it to be where anybody can just come in and say they did this and that and be able to pick them up, because apparently, and not call her or whatever, because apparently that's the issue that she had with the previous daycare. So that's why she moved him, because she had sent her brother. They didn't call her or nothing to say, such and such is picking him up. They just let him go with her brother without calling her, just to make sure that this person can come pick him up. So she wanted him in a more secure school, which I get. So yeah, you could find a daycare, but you gotta really be like, oh, it's in the middle, but you really gotta really find somewhere that is safe and secure and it's gonna treat your child right. You just don't want to send them anywhere. So it's easy to say, oh, I can move them closer, but you need to find something that's a good fit especially for your child.
I offered to let Kaiser be on my side, me paying for his school, or however you want to go, and I'm going to show the screenshots on that.
It's crazy how you take him out of school for a week at your own convenience. According to you, it's not school, it's daycare. Taking him out of the country after I said I didn't want you to, then you decided to forget your responsibility as his mother and stay an extra week and send him back for me to pick up your...
I don't understand. First of all, you keep throwing shots at her motherhood, which is never gonna go well. Because if a motherfucker comes to me and keep throwing shots at me about my motherhood because I decided to take a vacation and take my kids, or I'm out of the country, or whatever you're doing, whatever I'm doing, and I know I'm a good mother, you gonna piss me off. And yeah, I'm probably gonna cuss you out. I'm probably gonna talk to you like you ain't shit, because you're not gonna come from my motherhood, period. Especially when you know you're a good parent. For him to be coming at her about her motherhood is crazy to me. And for her to be coming at him, I mean, you could be mad or whatever, but y'all, they just really need to learn how to communicate, because throwing shots at each other back and forth definitely ain't it. But it seems like it keeps coming for her and her motherhood, because you feel like she should be mothering the way you feel like she should, and you don't got no control over that. Everybody's life situation is different. So for you to come at her motherhood, that's really like whack and a low blow. And for you to be like having an issue with her taking Kaiser to Germany is crazy to me too. Like, boy, stop it.
Flat. Nique was completely wrong when it came to this particular situation, because there should have been a conversation, a schedule, or some kind of agreement before she even left.
No, she ain't wrong. I don't agree with that. Nique is not wrong. If it's Nique's week to have him, and she want to go out of town with her child, she do not got to have a conversation with him to do that with her child. Neither does he have to have a conversation to do and whatever he gonna do with the child. You could be like, when my kids go with their daddy, they go with their daddy. I call them, I check up on them. If they tell me like, oh, we here, we there, whatever, we in Kentucky or we in Chicago or wherever he got them, that's where they are. As long as I know they good, they okay, I'm able to talk to them, I'm able to reach them. When they go with their daddy, wherever he take them, that's where he take them. When they with me, wherever I take them, that's where I take them. We not about to be trying to nitpick and tell each other what we can do and what we can't do. As long as my kids are taken care of, they're not in danger, and they are good, I'm good, period. All that nitpicking, trying to have control over what the other parent does, that ain't for you to do, boo. It's just not. It's not for you to do. You cannot tell this woman that she can't take her son out the country and has to consult with you. It's people out here who want too much fucking control over shit that they don't need to be trying to control. Because you know good damn well she ain't gonna let nothing happen to that baby. Just like she know good damn well you not gonna let nothing happen to that baby. So what's the fucking problem? I'm not understanding. There's no way. I don't agree with that. People want to have so much input on somebody else's life. Like that shit is beyond me. Just it'd be crazy. I can't. I'm not that person. I don't. Like I said, long as your kids is good, long as they safe or whatever, boom. No.
For Germany. Now it's going to be a big deal if he misses school, but it wasn't for you to take him out of the country or every other time you ship him off to your mama or go out of the state. The same applies for Nique. He can do whatever he wants on his week. On your week, you took him to Germany. He didn't get to go to daycare. On his week, he can't take him to daycare because he have other obligations. You his mother.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, because that's basically what I said. Like, you can't control what the other person does when they are... Now, if it was like he had to be in school or something, that's different. But daycare, this should not be... this should not be a big issue that they're having with their child. Like, I don't know. And honestly, like, the back and forth and the disrespect is crazy to me. Especially on King's part. He keep on coming for her motherhood, and I don't like that at all. But just like I said, if he's with him, you don't have no... I mean, I'm not gonna say no control, because for the situation of what it is, like, if he ain't traveling to take him to daycare, I mean, I think King is a good father, and I think Nique is a good mother. So if he's there, he's teaching him or whatever. I mean, I feel like he could take him to daycare some days, make sure he gets there or whatever. But if it's an inconvenience for him, or if it's a hard time for him where he's not able to do that, you have to be understanding too. Because, like, it's a lot of times my baby daddy couldn't do certain things, and I'm a real understanding person to a certain extent until it starts feeling like bullshit. Now, if it starts feeling like bullshit, I'm like, nah, bruh, I ain't going for that. But other than that, like, shit, life happens, and maybe he ain't up, like, in traffic. I'm not a traveler either, so shit. I'm telling you, I don't do traffic, I don't do none of that. So, everybody different. I don't know. So,
You be passing our son around when you don't want to be the woman and stand on your responsibilities. That ain't none of your business, because it ain't your week. If you can't be a stable home for him and you're going to keep traveling in and out of the country and disregarding the agreement we had,
ain't none of your business.
Having a school in my area, paying and being that stable home for him. I'm not going to keep letting you disrespect me to put on some act for others. You keep saying had him for 3 weeks. There's been times last year you would leave him with me for 3 weeks to be in France, and don't forget. Nique comment, this man is a liar, LOL. I just told you 2 weeks ago about Kaiser school prices. I'm not the reason people bash you or your girl. You are. Stop it. Hold on. Did y'all zoom in? I see why she deleted this, because she posts and delete this mad fast. Okay, bet. Kaiser school closed early today because of the weather at 4. If I don't make it, can you get him and I come get him? I won't be able today. Why not? You can't pick up your son and you live 5 minutes away? I had plans already today. I'm busy just as well as you. LOL. Okay. I'm changing Kaiser school to Houston. He'll start there soon. It's $1,400 a month, so I need $700 every month. I get why Nique put up the text message, but he wasn't wrong. It wasn't his week. He don't have to do a favor if he don't want to when it's not his week. And this is why I keep pointing out the weeks. King said during his week is stable, and then he's mad at Nique because during her week is not stable. She's doing this and this and this, but it's her week. You lost the privilege of dictating what happens in her household when you walked out of the household. See, these are the things that you think.
And that's on period. And that is on period. When y'all broke up, separated, you lost that privilege to say what goes on in her household because y'all have two different households. And she lost the privilege to say what could go on in your household because y'all in two different households. You should not be speaking on what she got going on in her household. Like, first of all, it feels like he's trying to say that, you know, it was something about Kaiser stuck up the middle finger, but you can't blame that on her. These kids when they go to school, they go to daycare, they get around other kids, they around friends or whatever, they pick up this shit from the world. And you gotta think, we are a world with technology, and these kids are on these phones. They have so much access, and I'm talking about little kids. It's little bitty babies know how to work phones and tablets and iPads, so they are already exposed to so fucking much, right? Even if you monitor it, right? I mean, they are exposed to so much. You don't know where he got that from or certain things from. Like, kids are so easily influenced, especially just growing up, and you gonna become into way more issues with him, and you gonna be like, damn, well, I didn't teach you this. It's a lot of shit that I never taught my kids, but they done picked up from the outside world. You just got to get with them at the time when that comes around to you to correct them. Because it's going to be shit that you know good damn well you ain't teach your child. But they going to bring that shit home. And you going to be like, oh, hell no. Where the hell you get that from? And that's just life, period. And it definitely don't get better when they get older. And you got a lot to go through. He little now. He got very little access. Wait till that baby get older. Baby. Who? Shit, these motherfuckers making me gotta light my cigarette. Because at this point, like, what?
About when things get tough in a relationship and you don't want to work through it. You have to deal with the consequences of your own actions when you walk out of a household. She can do whatever she wants during her week. When you had your weeks, when we didn't know if you wanted to be with Nique, Lena, or Ashley, we went through those weeks with you. Nobody called you out on your weeks. Now Nique is trying to figure out what she doing. She going through her weeks. And we don't know what's going to happen 5 to 10 years from now. We don't know if you going to be with Lena. You might have some weeks of your own where you got to figure things out. Right. Then we going to have to go through your weeks. Keep in mind we young. We still got some weeks ahead. Y'all leave y'all comments down below. Let me know what y'all thinking when it comes to that. Now let's get into this story because there's a lot going on.
All right, y'all. So my conclusion of this, honestly, for one, they could have kept this shit off the internet because, like, y'all bringing the world into y'all shit, which y'all could have kept it off the internet. Two, King, you can't control what Nique got going on in her home. You can't control if she decides to take her son out the country. You ain't got nothing to do with that. If she want to take trips, like, you can't control that. Like, that's her life. That's how she's living. So you don't got no control over that. You ain't got no say so over that. You need to flush it down the drain and leave it there. As well as Nique, you can't control of if King feel like getting his ass up and taking his baby to daycare. Like I said, if it was school, and he had to be at school, and you wasn't making sure he got to school, because then that becomes law. And then that's the problem. Because you got to get your ass up and take him to school, or he ain't coming to you. Like, period. Ain't nobody got time for them notices to be coming, or them to be talking about they calling the people, or they had the people come knock on your door. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, if like, he's not in kindergarten, but once he get in kindergarten, then that's law. Then he got to get it together. But if it's daycare and he at his house, like, Nique, you really ain't got no say so either. So, I honestly, the whole thing is, like, petty. I really feel like it started because King got in his feelings because the fans was Nique's fans was coming at him. And he should already know how these people are. Like, you've been on the internet for too long to not know how these fans will come about any little thing they can find. They gonna come for you. So he should have just let that shit go. But he let it get to him. He done started making videos and shit. And now, you know, it became to a point where Nique had to make her a video because she felt like he was attacking her motherhood. Like, she's not a good mother. And this is where we at. So hopefully they can get this shit resolved. Stop coming to the internet. Neither one can tell each other what they could do on their own time when they got him. And yeah, now it'll be different if it was a parent and they didn't know how to be a parent and they was putting a child in danger. I feel like both Nique and King are good parents. So, and I don't feel like Kaiser is ever in harm's way with either parent. So they should not be coming to the internet with this shit. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all on the next reaction video. Peace.